Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Dinny Islami with student registration number 200112880, Ushaluddin Darul Hikmah College of Science. I will present about the sources of Tafsir, English assignments from lecturers from my lecturer Ustad Dr. Zulkarnain Muhammad Ali. Watch until the end, okay? Hope it is useful. The literal meaning of Tafsir in the Arabic language is to open or to explain, interpret or comment. Technically, the science of Tafsir is a branch of knowledge in which the meaning of the Qur'an are explained and its injunctions and wisdoms are described openly and clearly. Al-Burhan. Addressing the Holy Prophet. The glorious Qur'an says, "We revealed the Qur'an to you so that you explain to the people what has been sent down to them." Surah An-Al, 44. Keeping this in view, it should be noted that the Holy Prophet not only taught the word of the Qur'an to the people, but he also explained them in detail. This is why, on some occasions, the revered companions had to devote years at a time to learning a singlet surah, until such time that the Holy Prophet graced the mortal world with his presence. Seeking the explanation of a Qur'anic verse did not pose much of a problem. When the companions faced any difficulty in understanding a verse, they would simply turn to the Prophet, upon him blessing and peace. However, it became necessary that the tafsir of the Qur'an be preserved as a permanent branch of knowledge so that, along with the words of the noble Qur'an, its correct meaning remained protected and conserved for the Muslim Ummah as well, and deviants could find no room for distortion of its meaning.
So with the grace and tawfiq of Allah Almighty, the Ummah accomplished this wonderful mission with such efficiency that today we can say without any doubt or fear of rebuttal that not only have the words of this last Book of Allah been protected, but also its correct explanation transmitted to us through the Holy Prophet and his companions.
The intention here is to mention briefly the sources of Quranic exegesis and how these sources have been utilized in explaining the noble Qur'an by the countless books on Tafsir available in countless languages. The sources of Quranic exegesis: Qur'an, Hadist, Narrations of companions, Narrations of successors, the Arabic language, Deliberation and deduction.
Narrations of companions. The noble Sahabat, our companions, may Allah be blessed with them all, had received their education directly from the Holy Prophet, upon him blessing and peace. In addition, they were personally present on the scene when verses were revealed, and they had themselves witnessed the circumstances and background of the Quranic revelation. Therefore, naturally, the recorded statement of these blessed solusi are far more authentic and trustworthy in explaining the noble Quran. Hence, in the case of verses the explanation of which is not found in the Quran or Hadiths, statements recorded from the noble companions, may Allah be blessed with them, are given the highest priority. Narrations of successors. After the companions, may Allah be blessed with them, come the successors in. The latter learnt the tafsir of Quran directly from the former. Therefore, their statements too have great importance in the science of tafsir. Although a difference of opinion among scholars exists on whether the statements of the successors are considered decisive in tafsir, their importance, nonetheless, cannot be denied. Al-Itqan 2:179. The Arabic language. In the Quran was revealed in the Arabic language. In order to accurately explain the Quran, it is necessary to have a complete mastery over it. There are several verses of the Quran for which there happen to be neither any attending circumstance of revelation nor any related juristic or scholastic question. Therefore, in their explanation, neither the sayings of the Holy Prophet nor the statements of the Sahaba or Tablin have been transmitted. Hence the only means through which such verses can be explained is the Arabic language, and it is on the basis of language alone that they are elucidated. Additionally, should there be some difference in the tafsir of a certain verses, then also the science of linguistics is used to run a test of veracity between varying opinions. Deliberation and deduction. Commentators do present the outcomes of their respective deliberations as five well. But the mysteries and subtleties to describe are found acceptable only when they do not contradict the five sources mentioned above. Conclusions. A personal while explaining the Quran, come up with a subtle point, or independent judgment which is contrary to the Quran and Sunnah, consensus ima, language, or statements of companions and successors, or stands in conflict with another principle of Sharia. Then it will have no credence. So, if we want to understand some verses of Quran, we should come up with those sources of tafsir. Or we can choose the commentator's creation about tafsir to be our reference. Make sure there's no contrary to the sources. The more we take a good way in learning Quran, the more we fall in love to the message inside.